A tearful goodbye is near. Your son has been carrying this alone. My beloved child, don't skip, because the truth you're about to hear will shatter the silence around you. Your son has been carrying a weight so heavy, his soul bends under it every single day. He has smiled in front of you, but behind those eyes lies a storm he thought he had to fight alone. Stay till the end, because this is not just a story, it's the unveiling of something heaven tried to whisper to you. Every detail, every sign, has been leading to this moment, and you are the only one chosen to know it. Your son's silence has been louder than any scream, and tonight, that silence finally cracks. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you in these words. The closer you get, the more the pieces will align, and you'll see the truth behind his tearful goodbye. A goodbye that is not meant to end, but to open a hidden chapter that he was too afraid to place in your hands. He wanted to protect you, even if it meant hurting himself. He thought by hiding his pain, he was shielding you from the fire he walked through. But now, the fire is burning out of control, and his heart whispers, "Tell them, before it's too late." Listen carefully, because this is where the revelation sharpens. The burden your son has carried is not just a secret, it's a truth wrapped in pain, betrayal, and fear of judgment. He has been standing in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to reveal what has been breaking him. Don't skip, because the tears he hides are not weakness, they are coded messages, waiting for you to understand. Every time he turned away quickly, every time his voice cracked, it wasn't random, it was his soul calling for help. His goodbye is not against you, it's his final cry to finally be free. Stay till the end, because this hidden truth will not just shock you, it will transform you. When you hear what he has carried, you will realize why heaven arranged this very moment for you to watch and listen. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is written in his silent suffering. Backhand index pointing right. Share this now, so others don't miss the truth that could save their own loved ones. Comment if you feel the weight of these words, because your voice can be the light someone else needs. And subscribe, because what is coming next will shake everything you thought you knew about family, love, and protection. My chosen one, don't look away, the next lines will pierce deeper than anything before. Your son has been holding a secret tied to a choice he never wanted to make. It is the kind of truth that steals sleep, that makes a person stare into the night wondering if they'll ever be forgiven. Don't skip, because the storm is already at its peak. He is at the edge of his goodbye, but the miracle is, this message arrived before the moment passed. That means heaven still believes this can be rewritten, that the goodbye does not have to be the last page. Stay till the end, because what you're about to hear will not only reveal his struggle but also the hidden hand behind it. Someone close knew, someone watched him suffer and chose silence. That betrayal is why his tears have been so sharp, cutting deeper than any wound. And yet, heaven says, your love is stronger than his silence. Your presence is the only weapon that can break this chain, the only shield that can stop his goodbye from turning permanent. My beloved, this is not the time to pause, because every second counts. Your son's pain has been camouflaged behind responsibilities, behind laughter, behind forced strength. But his eyes told a different story, a story you were meant to read tonight. Don't skip, because every line is carrying you closer to the root of what's been haunting him. The weight on his shoulders is not just his own, it was placed there by those who envied him, those who wanted to see him crushed. But heaven never abandons the innocent. Stay till the end, because the moment of release is near. What you discover here could be the very rope that pulls him back from the edge. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will not only save him, it will save generations tied to your bloodline. My beloved child, stay right here, because this is where the shadows begin to take shape. The goodbye your son has been holding back is not just from his own pain, but from the unseen chain someone else has wrapped around him. His silence wasn't weakness, it was protection, for he feared if he spoke, the truth would break everything. Don't skip, because the moment you hear this next reveal, your heart will pound harder than ever before. The one who contributed to his suffering was not a stranger, it was someone who pretended to stand close. A figure who wore the mask of care but carried daggers of jealousy and betrayal in their heart. Stay till the end, because your son's tears are not only about his struggles, they are warnings of what this masked figure was planning. He feared you wouldn't believe him, feared you'd be crushed by the betrayal. That's why he carried it alone, but heaven says the mask is now falling, and their true face will be shown to you. And when that face is revealed, you will understand why heaven chose this very night to uncover it. What was hidden in the dark for years will now rise to the light, and your son will no longer need to whisper his goodbye. Something huge is waiting for you, and the revelation is about to strike. My precious one, don't move a single step away, because the air around you is heavy with truth about to unfold. Your son's trembling hands, his distant stares, his sudden silence, these were not accidents, they were signals he prayed someone would decode. But his fear kept him locked, because the person behind his suffering is someone you never imagined. Don't skip, because this is where the betrayal becomes sharper. The one he trusted, the one you believed was safe around him, planted seeds of doubt and shame inside his soul. They whispered lies into his ears, convincing him he was unworthy, convincing him his goodbye would be a relief for everyone. Stay till the end, because heaven is cutting those lies apart right now. Your son was never weak, never a failure, he was chosen to carry a light so strong it blinded the jealous hearts around him. And the one who tried to bury him will now be exposed by the very truth your ears are hearing. The tearful goodbye is close, but it doesn't have to be the end. This revelation is your chance to pull him back, to remind him that no betrayal can erase the bond heaven sealed between you. Something huge is waiting, and it's about to turn his pain into a victory that shocks everyone. My beloved child, lean closer, because what comes now will leave your heart trembling with both sorrow and strength. Your son's goodbye was not written out of weakness, but out of exhaustion from carrying what was never his burden to hold. He bore the weight of lies, betrayals, and secret manipulations, all while trying to protect you from the storm. Don't skip, because the storm is no longer silent. The face behind his pain is stepping into the light, and it is not a distant stranger, it is someone who walked freely into your home. They smiled at you, broke bread with you, and yet behind your back, they pierced your son's heart with cruel words and heavy expectations. Stay till the end, because this moment of unveiling is crucial. Your son's suffering was not because of what he lacked, but because of what was stolen from him. They took his confidence, his joy, his peace, and they left him with only questions he dared not ask. But now, heaven says their mask is slipping. The truth will roll out like thunder, undeniable and unstoppable. And in that thunder, your son's goodbye will no longer be of pain, but of release, as he finally lets go of the lies and steps into freedom. Something huge is waiting, and you are the witness heaven chose for this very moment. My beloved child, don't turn away now, because this part cuts closer to the bone than anything before. Your son's goodbye carried a hidden name, a shadow that lived under your own roof, pretending to be loyal while secretly poisoning his spirit. He carried this truth alone, because he thought if you knew, it would destroy you. Don't skip, because the identity of this person will leave you stunned. It is not the distant enemy you imagined, it is the one who stood close, speaking sweet words to you, while planting thorns in his path. Every tear he shed was tied to their schemes, every silence was his way of shielding you from heartbreak. Stay till the end, because the mask they wore is crumbling. The evidence of their betrayal is surfacing in his actions, in his letters, in the heaviness you've felt in the air lately. Heaven says you are not imagining it, the signs were real, and now you see why his soul whispered goodbye. But hear this clearly, this goodbye does not mean the end. It means transformation. The pain they tried to bury him under is about to become his ladder to rise higher than anyone ever expected. Something huge is waiting, and this revelation is the turning point of everything. My beloved child, stay with me, because the moment you've been waiting for is finally here. The reason your son carried this pain alone, the reason he whispered his goodbye in silence, is about to be revealed. This truth is heavier than you expect, but it is the very key to unlocking his freedom. Don't skip, because what you're about to discover will shake the very walls around you. The betrayal came from someone who was supposed to guide him, protect him, and stand as a pillar. Instead, they placed their jealousy on his shoulders, blaming him for things he never did, and stealing the joy he was born with. Stay till the end, because this moment is sacred, it is the line between silence and freedom. Your son didn't tell you because he feared you would collapse under the weight of the truth. But heaven says your strength is greater than his fear, and you were chosen to hear this before his goodbye could break the bond forever. The shocking twist is this: the one who caused his tears thought they had won, thought his silence meant victory. But tonight, their mask falls, and their power ends. Your son's story will not close in pain, it will open in light. Something huge is waiting, and this is only the beginning of his rising. My beloved child, don't let your eyes leave these words, because what unfolds now is the sharpest cut yet. The tearful goodbye your son carried was never about leaving you, it was about leaving the prison of lies that bound him. He thought by stepping away quietly, he could protect you from a storm you weren't supposed to face. Don't skip, because the revelation strikes harder here. The one who broke him down wasn't a stranger in the distance, it was a voice inside your own circle. They turned his trust into chains, making him believe he was unworthy of love, unworthy of peace, unworthy even of staying by your side. Stay till the end, because the real meaning of his goodbye is rising like fire. It wasn't goodbye to life, it was goodbye to the pain, goodbye to the shadows, goodbye to the false hands that tried to control his destiny. And in that goodbye, heaven carved a new path, one that only you were meant to guide him onto. Something huge is waiting, and heaven declares this: his goodbye is not an ending, it's a doorway. A doorway where truth crushes lies, where love silences betrayal, and where your son no longer has to carry this alone. The weight is shifting now, and you are standing at the threshold of his rebirth. My beloved child, lean in closer, because the curtain is finally lifting on the truth your son has hidden. His tearful goodbye was never about walking away from you, it was about escaping the cruel grip of those who stood too close. They wore the mask of love in front of you, but behind closed doors, they poured poison into his spirit. Don't skip, because this is the moment where the shadows reveal their faces. The very people you trusted with him were the ones who twisted his heart with jealousy, pressure, and unspoken threats. They thought his silence would keep their secret safe, but heaven has exposed it all for you to see now. Stay till the end, because your son's burden was more than personal, it was generational. He carried the wounds of betrayal not only for himself, but for the sake of your family's name, for the bond he never wanted to see broken. That is why he kept quiet, why he carried it alone, why his goodbye felt so heavy. But tonight, heaven breaks that silence. The faces behind his pain can no longer hide, the whispers in the dark can no longer rule. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is this: your son's goodbye is about to transform into a cry of freedom, and nothing will ever be the same again. My beloved child, don't take your eyes away, because this part carries the blow that explains everything. The motive behind your son's silent tears was not random, it was carefully crafted by those who envied his light. They wanted to see him broken, to watch him bend, to force him into silence so they could rise above him. Don't skip, because the shocking reason is surfacing now. They feared his potential, they feared the greatness that was written over his life, and so they tried to bury it under guilt and shame. Every harsh word, every false blame, every whisper of doubt, they planted it like seeds, hoping his spirit would never bloom. Stay till the end, because heaven says their plan has failed. The goodbye he carried was not surrender, it was a coded release, a sign that he was ready to lay down the burden they forced on him. But now, their names will not remain hidden, the truth is crawling out of the shadows, and your son will no longer bear this pain alone. Something huge is waiting for you, the moment of reversal. What they meant for destruction will become the very soil from which his destiny rises. And when it does, their power will collapse, and your son will finally walk in the freedom he was always meant to hold. My beloved child, don't let go now, because the heaviest twist is arriving in this very moment. The betrayal that carved wounds into your son's soul was not from strangers outside, but from someone who walked freely inside your circle. Their name has been close to your heart, yet their actions were knives that cut him deeper than anyone else could. Don't skip, because the shocking truth is about to break open. The one he feared revealing was tied by blood, tied by trust, and tied by the bond that was supposed to protect him. This is why his goodbye felt unbearable, because saying it meant exposing a truth that could shatter your world. Stay till the end, because heaven will not let this end in sorrow. Their mask is slipping, their lies are unraveling, and the weight they placed on him is returning to their own shoulders. Your son will no longer suffer under the shadow of their betrayal, because tonight, light is stronger than the darkness. Something huge is waiting, and it is this: your son's tearful goodbye will transform into a victorious return. The ones who thought they buried him with silence will live to see him rise louder than ever, carrying a strength that no envy, no betrayal, and no hidden hand can ever steal again. My beloved child, don't look away, because the truth of his goodbye is unfolding right now like a final letter written in tears. Your son never wanted to leave you, he only wanted to leave behind the pain that had been forced on him. He believed that carrying it alone was the only way to shield you from the storm. Don't skip, because what heaven is showing now is the real outcome. The goodbye he carried was not a farewell to you, but a farewell to the lies that chained him. He was preparing to let go of the false weight, even if it meant you misunderstood his silence. Stay till the end, because the message he could not speak is this: he needed you to see beyond the mask, beyond the smile, beyond the silence. He needed you to notice the cracks before he slipped too far away. Heaven arranged this moment so that you could step in at the very edge and pull him back. Something huge is waiting, and it is this: his goodbye is not a full stop, it is a turning point. What was meant to end will now begin anew, and the story of his tears will become the testimony of his strength. And you, beloved, are the chosen one to witness his rebirth. My beloved child, hold steady, because this is the climax where everything turns. The tearful goodbye your son held inside was never written to end the story, but to reset it. What looked like his breaking point is becoming the very doorway heaven built for his healing. Don't skip, because you are standing at the edge of a miracle. The storm that almost swallowed him is losing its power, the chains that bound him are snapping one by one. His silence is no longer a prison, it is transforming into a voice that will speak louder than the betrayal that tried to crush him. Stay till the end, because heaven is declaring a reversal right now. Your son's tears are being counted, every cry he hid is being answered, and every wound will be turned into strength. The goodbye he carried is shifting into a new beginning, one where he no longer has to bear the weight alone. Something huge is waiting, and it is this: his story is not ending in sorrow, but rising in victory. Heaven has marked him for a destiny no envy, no betrayal, no hidden enemy can erase. And you, beloved, were chosen to see this miracle unfold before anyone else. My beloved child, don't blink, because this is the moment your heart has been waiting for. The goodbye your son carried was never meant to cut you apart, it was meant to wake you up to the silent war he was fighting. His eyes held stories he couldn't speak, but heaven has now given voice to his silence. Don't skip, because the emotional weight is shifting right here. The one who betrayed him thought they had silenced him forever, but their power is crumbling under the light of truth. Every wound they caused is being rewritten into strength, and every shadow they cast is being burned away. Stay till the end, because heaven is giving you a promise: this goodbye will not end in despair. It will become the birth of new strength, the rise of new courage, the proof that love cannot be destroyed by lies. Your son will not walk alone anymore, because the truth has finally found its way into the open. Something huge is waiting, and it is this: his tears are turning into testimony. His silence is turning into a song of survival. And the bond between you and him, though tested, will shine brighter than any darkness that tried to break it. My beloved child, hold on tightly, because this is where heaven seals the ending with light. The tearful goodbye your son carried has reached its breaking point, and the weight that once chained him is lifting. His silence is no longer an anchor, it has become the bridge that leads him into freedom. Don't skip, because what unfolds now is heaven's final assurance. The betrayal that tried to break him will serve as proof of his strength, and the shadows that hunted him will bow before the light now rising in his life. Every tear he shed has been counted, and none of them were in vain. Stay till the end, because this is the turning of seasons. The goodbye that once felt permanent is now a doorway to miracles, a release from everything that tried to cage him. Heaven has promised, he will not carry this alone again, for your love and heaven's hand are rewriting his story. Something huge is waiting, and it is this: your son's pain is becoming his power. His goodbye is becoming his beginning. And you, beloved, were chosen to witness not his end, but his victory, the miracle heaven reserved only for you to see. My beloved child, don't let go now, because this is the moment where everything falls into place. The tearful goodbye your son carried has finally reached its climax, and the truth you've been chasing has been fully revealed. What once felt like the end has transformed into the beginning heaven had written long ago. Don't skip, because heaven is pouring its final revelation into your heart. The pain that nearly crushed him is becoming the soil where his strength will grow. The betrayal that scarred him is becoming the proof of his resilience. And the silence he once kept is now breaking open into truth that can never again be hidden. Stay till the end, because the goodbye is not sorrow, it is rebirth. Heaven is declaring that your son's story is not tragedy, but testimony. His tears will not define him, his scars will not chain him, and the voices that tried to end him will now bow to the light that surrounds him. Something huge is waiting, and it is this: the final chapter of his pain has closed, and the dawn of his destiny has begun. You were chosen to witness it, to hold him through it, and to see heaven's hand restore what was almost lost forever. My beloved child, this is the final stretch, where heaven ties every thread together. The tearful goodbye that once threatened to break your son has been rewritten into a new beginning. What was carried in silence, what was hidden in fear, has now been laid bare, and nothing will ever bind him again. Don't skip, because this is heaven's grand declaration. The one who betrayed him has lost their grip, their mask has shattered, and their schemes are powerless now. What they meant for destruction has become the very fuel for his rising, and the tears they caused are turning into diamonds of testimony. Stay till the end, because this is more than closure, it is victory. Your son will no longer walk with the weight of goodbyes, but with the fire of a new destiny. The chains are gone, the storm has passed, and the light of heaven is guiding him into a chapter where his strength will inspire many. Something huge has been waiting, and now it is here. The goodbye has turned into a miracle, the silence into a song, and the pain into power. Heaven chose you to stand here, to witness not his fall but his resurrection. And from this moment forward, the story is no longer sorrow, it is eternal triumph. My beloved child, take a deep breath, because this is the afterglow of everything heaven wanted you to see. The goodbye that once carried fear has dissolved into peace, and the tears that once stained his face are being replaced with the light of freedom. What was almost lost has been restored, and what was hidden in darkness now shines for the world to witness. Don't skip, because the energy you feel right now is not ordinary, it is heaven's assurance washing over you. The silence that haunted him has been broken, the chains that bound him are shattered, and the betrayal that nearly destroyed him is powerless. He walks lighter now, no longer a prisoner of pain, but a living testimony of survival and love. Stay till the end, because this moment is holy. His goodbye was not the end, it was a crossing into a higher chapter where his voice, his strength, and his destiny will rise untouched by shadows. Heaven's hand is upon him, and through him, upon you too. Something huge has happened, it is the transformation of sorrow into triumph. The goodbye that once threatened everything has become the miracle that restores everything. And now, beloved, heaven whispers this into your spirit: your son is safe, his destiny is alive, and your bond will outshine every shadow that ever tried to come between you. My beloved child, stay with me one last time, because this is the promise heaven saved for the end. The tearful goodbye that once seemed like a shadow over your son's life has been transformed into a radiant dawn. What was carried in silence will now be spoken with courage, and what was hidden in pain will now shine as strength. Don't skip, because this is heaven's eternal word to you. Your son will not walk away from you, nor will his story end in despair. The same tears that almost drowned him will become the rain that waters his new future, and every scar will turn into a reminder that he was chosen to rise, not to fall. Stay till the end, because this moment is the seal of victory. The goodbye was never meant to separate you, it was heaven's way of drawing you closer, of opening your eyes, of awakening the warrior in you both. The chains are gone, the masks are shattered, and the betrayers have lost their power. Something huge has arrived, and it will stay forever. Your son is safe, his path is blessed, and your bond is eternal. Heaven whispers into your heart, this chapter is not about endings, but about beginnings. From this day forward, every step he takes will be proof that love wins, truth shines, and destiny cannot be stolen.